Hi, my name is Mel, and I'm going to go through programming basics, and this is just bare basics. So, programming basics boil down to a small set of ideas that apply to every language, every operating system, and every style of development. Once you understand these foundations, you can move between Python, JavaScript, C Sharp, Java, Bash, or anything else without feeling too lost. So, what program actually is? Programming is a process of giving a computer precise, step by step instructions so it can perform tasks automatically. Computers don't understand meaning, they follow instructions exactly as written. Everything in programming builds on these pillars, all right? So, variables. A variable is a named container that stores data. Examples of data that you might store could be numbers, text, true, false values, a list of items. Variable let you use and manipulate information. Then there are data types. Every piece of data has a type. Common ones include integer, which are whole numbers, float, which is decimal numbers, string is text, boolean is true or false, array or a list, ordered collection, object slash dictionary, key or value pairs. Different languages have different names, but the concepts are universal. All right, operators. Operators let you do things with data, like categories, arithmetic. So plus, minus, star, and slash. So there could be add, subtraction, multiply, and division. Comparison, to something equal, not equal, is it greater than or less than? Logical, and or not. These are the building blocks of decision making. Control flow. Control flow determines how your program runs. Conditional statements. If this is true, do X, otherwise do Y. Used for managing decisions or decision making. Loops. Repeat actions until a condition is met. The two main types are for loops, repeat a set number of times, while loop, repeat until a condition changes. A control flow is how you make programs dynamic instead of linear. Functions. A function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task. Why they matter? Reduce repetition, make code easy to read, allow modular design. Functions take inputs, which are parameters, and return outputs, results. Input and output. Programs will often need to receive information, input, display, or return information, output. And they might receive it from another program or from the keyboard or something, or they might output it to the monitor or output it to another program. This is how programs interact with users, files, networks, or other systems. Error handling. Things go wrong, missing files, bad input, network failure. Error handling lets your program respond gracefully instead of crashing. Different languages include languages use try catch blocks, exceptions, and error codes. Algorithms. An algorithm is a step by step method for solving a problem. Sorting, searching, filtering, and pathfinding are common examples. You don't need to memorize an algorithm early on, just understanding that programming is about breaking problems into steps. Debugging. Debugging is the process of finding and fixing mistakes in your code. Common tools: print statements, breakpoints, error handling, logging. Debugging is a core skill. Everyone does it, even experts. The big picture: programming is a combination of storing data, making decisions, repeating tasks, organizing codes, handling errors, interacting with the world. Each language expresses these ideas differently, but the underlying logic is the same. Yeah, and this is important, right? So understand how this works. Okay, so let's build a very tiny program together so that we can see how all the programming basics, variables, input, output, and control flow functions fit into one sample. Working example. We use Python because it's beginner friendly and readable, but the concepts apply to every language. So a tiny program. So what is your name? This program will ask the user for their name, store it in a file, or store it in a variable, make a decision, call a function, print a personalized message. Okay, so the function would be, so you use def, DEF, space, something like greet underscore user. Remember to open and close brackets, then colon. The name equals input, and then you open round brackets, and then in quotes, what is your name, question mark, space. Okay, so if you're putting a string of text, it has to be in quotes. If name dot strip, so you're stripping, equals colon, so if there's nothing there, then print, you didn't type anything else, print hello, this is all in parentheses, comma, another parentheses, plus name, parentheses, exclamation, nice to meet you, stuff. Then underscore, greet underscore user, so you're calling the function. Okay, so here you go, variables. Name is a variable. It stores whatever the user types. The variable is just a labeled box in memory, okay? Input. What is your name? This pauses a program and waits for the user to type something, okay? Output. The print, brackets, whatever's in there, prints the text back to the user. Functions. The def greet underscore user. This, it defines the function, a reusable block of code. Greet user, open brackets, curly brackets, calls the function. Functions help organize code and avoid repetition. Control flow. The if statement makes a decision. So if there's nothing if you haven't typed anything, then it will print the message you didn't type anything. If you print something in the quote, where it's asking for your name, it'll type whatever you put in there. So if the user types nothing, one message. If otherwise, a different message. Control flow is how programs react to different circumstances and situations. So string operations, name.strip, brackets, removes spaces. The open parentheses, hello, comma, parentheses, plus name, just joins two pieces of text. And then strings are just text data. The whole picture, this tiny program uses variables, input, outputs, functions, control flow, string manipulation. This entire foundation of programming in one example. Okay, so this is just helping you understand. So, it's just going through, what programming is and how to program. All right. Thank you for your time.